of the moon. Night bird fly, fly by the light of the moon. Fly on, girl.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of the Dare Show podcast. On this podcast, I want to dare you to look at things through a different perspective. First, let me say thank you to everybody who's leaving a comment on, the videos. Thank you for listening on YouTube. Thank you for subscribing on YouTube. No pressure to if you like to, if you want to. Thank you for doing all that. It's really cool getting feedback and getting sort of a little acknowledgement or whatever for this little podcast that I've been doing since I think it's late February. So we're coming up on a year very soon. What was I gonna say? Just thank you for doing that. I have a lot of, sometimes it gets a little Patti LaBelle heavy over here. And I do talk about other stuff. It's mostly, music reviews, album reviews. I'm trying to expand my listening ear other than just Patti or a Lady Gaga moment or whatever. But the first clip that you just heard was a clip from Sarah Dash's memorial service. Like, I'm not sure if it was a memorial service or not, because it looked like there was a casket there, a open casket. But this was like this past weekend, I believe. It was like the 1st or 2nd of October, and they had Sarah's service put on by, I believe, the state of New Jersey, which was really cool. And of course, Patti and Nona were there. Their performances, their speeches, their heartfelt words blew me away. I was not expecting what I was listening to. But the clip that you heard was Patti and Nona singing Nightbirds from the... What album was that? I think it's Nightbird's album. But they really dedicated that song to Sarah. Yeah, the Nightbirds album. Which I believe Nona wrote. I think Nona wrote. Not even I know Nona wrote like 90% of LaBelle's work, music, which is so incredible. But anyways, so they sang Nightbirds, and I was completely blown away. I was blown away. Nona sounds incredible. Patti sounded incredible. Shout out to John Stanley. His presence actually is very missed. Seeing him there, I was like, oh, look, it's John. It was a nice surprise. He was incredible on the piano. Nona's voice, like I said, is just, oh my gosh. Which makes me really, like, they sounded like Patti and Nona, oh my gosh. They sounded so incredible together. Just, like, still makes me think, like, were they recording music? Did they record music? What was going on? Because they really sounded amazing. And then Patti saying, "You Are My Friend," her true and the song that has just taken her through the years. And it's so incredible that Patti actually wrote on "You Are My Friend." And it's just incredible, these staple songs that take certain artists throughout the years. And that song really has taken her through so many moments. I guess, happier moments, sadder moments like these. It's just incredible. I'm trying to think. Patti, her words, she was just like, there's video of this online of the service. But Patty was just, it's not registering yet that she's not here anymore, but we still love and appreciate her work and her life. That kind of talk. But Nona's really like, ooh, Nona. Like I said, even when I saw Nona's Instagram post, I was like, ooh, this one hurts. Because Nona was just like, I wrote this song off of their last album in dedication to Patty and Sarah. And people think or might take it as a love song between a man and a woman or, lovers. But this is a love song to me and my girls. And she spoke a few of the words from the song called Without You in My Life, which is an incredible song. Please go listen to that last LaBelle album. How can you say it's over when it's not over? How can you hold me in your arms and you say you won't miss me when I'm gone? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to dream about it. I don't want to cry about it. Without you in my life, I would be so lonely. Without you in my arms, I would be so empty. Without you in my life. Such a great song. And then I was like going back and I watched some of the footage from that Back to Now tour. So great. So great. Like I said last week, they did all the songs. They said some of the new songs, Without You in My Life and Roll Out. And then they sang, some of the old songs like You Turn Me On and What Can I Do For You? Or what can you do for me? These incredible songs that, Nona created. And then even on like I did a review last week of Patty's Burnin' Part 1. Oh no, Part 2 coming up. Sorry, Part 2 coming up this week. And Nona wrote on When You've Been Blessed. She wrote on Release Yourself. And it's really incredible. It's really incredible. So that's gonna be the song of the week. Go listen to Without You in My Life by LaBelle, and hopefully you get inspired, be blessed. Shout out to Sarah Dash's family, and shout out to Patty and Nona. This is really still crazy. It's so sad. It's sad and it's unfortunate, and it's what we have to go through here. On to a little bit more sadder news. So Tony Bennett, right? Tony Bennett. People are waking up. I'm finally seeing stuff on my timeline like, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on? Like, yes, what is going on? Tony Bennett, people are realizing Tony Bennett should not be out here singing. The dude is 92, 95 or something. First of all, Tony Bennett looks really good. Tony Bennett looks incredible to be in his 90s. He has Alzheimer's, and it's just like, why is this man out here singing? But I kind of got it. I slightly got it, but I probably wouldn't push it. But I kind of got it because 60 Minutes did a little piece with Anderson Cooper at the helm of it. And on the 60 Minutes piece, they show the dude playing the piano, right? Piano playing. Out of nowhere, here comes Tony rushing in, shuffling in. I'm sorry. He's shuffling in, and he just starts immediately singing. And it's just like, wait a minute, what? Like, this man, his memory is shot, clearly. He has Alzheimer's. He has this, like, this disease, but he's out here singing this song like it's 1910. Like, it's incredible. It's very chilling and very incredible to watch. That part, um, that part got me because I'm just like the power of music, the power of God, the power of music. Like, there's no other thing, no other way to describe this or give a justification for this. It's just like the power of music. And then we have the other part. This whole like special was to promote Love for Sale, which is Lady Gaga and his new album, which I haven't listened to because I kind of haven't been in that mood. Because the songs that I did listen to, they were very not what I wanted to listen to at the moment, so I just haven't listened to it. I guess I'll get to it when I get to it. So yeah, there's that. But this other part was like they did a show. I think they did two shows at Radio City Music Hall. And at the end of the show, Tony, remember Lady Gaga? He's like, "Hey, my friend Lady Gaga." That was also very chilling. And Lady Gaga's like, "I couldn't freak out. I think it had been months since she actually, like recognized me or like said my name or something like that. So I couldn't, like freak out. I had to keep calm. I had to keep calm, keep unfocused, so I wouldn't, throw everything off. And she also did this interview, which I found that was another like chilling moment. Oh, but you know what? What I do find very interesting is Lady Gaga, she was promoting Love for Sale, and she did an interview on Apple Music, and she was just talking about, like, sort of in the beginning of their career, their first jazz album, he was kind of leading her. He always led her on stage. He always led her during the music and yada, yada, yada. And now that, he has Alzheimer's, she has taken the role of leading him and having to be strong for him and having to, has, blind trust with her. So I found that very interesting. Also, she said something interesting. It's important that we do acknowledge what is black music, and jazz is black music, the invention of black music. Black people invented jazz. And she did say, and I found something interesting, she said, jazz music is learning to unlearn. And I found that so interesting, especially, with like racism and stuff. You need to learn to unlearn the horribleness, racist thoughts, whatever, discriminatory things that you have learned or that you are in order to accept people. Because we all have to accept people. We all have to live in this world. We all need to do better at that, absolutely. And I found that, correlation between jazz music, black people, and actually reality very interesting. Very, very poignant and interesting. So shout out to that. So Dr. Dre, Nas, Snoop, Mary J, and Eminem, they're doing a halftime show. What do you guys think about that? I think I will watch it actually this year. I don't remember who did it last year. Yeah, I don't remember who did it last year. Did they even have one last year? Okay, anyways. Yeah. That'll be very interesting. Are you guys gonna watch? I'm gonna check it out. I'm very interested. I'm kind of only interested for Mary. I do love me some Mary. Also, Mary has a new song coming out. I think this month, and then a new album coming out next month. So maybe she'll do, a couple songs, a couple club bangers. Hope she has a couple club bangers on her next album. She can pop them out on this halftime show. So also this, the hashtag. I was kind of shocked, but I wasn't. Still, the halftime shows are being produced by Roc Nation, and Jay-Z and Roc Nation are trying to come together and have more inclusivity in the halftime shows than in the past. So that's really cool that they're still doing that. And shout out to that. So I also read on this on Interview Magazine, Nas and Mary J, which they didn't talk about this. I guess this might have been done a couple of months ago or something like that. But they didn't talk about this halftime show, but they did a little interview talking about, their Thriving tour. They did a tour in 2019. No, we're not just surviving. Yeah, we love that song over here. Nas was like spearheading this conversation because he kind of was asking the major heavy questions, talking about her acting, her wine collection, her wine line, whatever you call it, that she has out. I want to go to a vineyard. I'm not like a huge wine drinker, but I wouldn't mind tasting more wine, becoming more affluent with wine and stuff. But the thing is, like, the vineyards here that I've seen in Louisiana, I don't know if they don't look as really glamorous as other wine vineyards that I've seen. So I might have to like check out. And then Texas, it's like some of the vineyards I saw were in like Austin. It's like 5 hours, 6 hours away. And I'm just like, oh, Jesus. So far. So far. Slipping away. But so back to Mary J and Nas. So Nas found out that Mary J is a good DJ. She has the great playlist. Her dressing rooms were like Club Mary, DJ MJB. I think that's what he called her. They were just really loved on each other, and she talked about her acting and how acting is letting her be a different. Mary's into a lot more movies nowadays. Movies, just acting in general. And she's like, there's going to be lots of more acting. And then she's like, I love it because it's a different form of me. I get to express myself in a different way. And Mary J's acting, I don't know. This one, like, sci-fi thriller movie she was in was horrible. With that cop. I don't know if anybody else seen it. It was on Hulu. Or it is on Hulu still. I didn't really like that. Mudbound, I didn't really see. I don't know. What do you guys think about Mary J's acting? Leave a comment. Let me know. What was I gonna say? Her acting in the Power Book was pretty good. I think she gave good looks. She gave good hair. I think if she just gave a little bit more attitude with her character, it would have been 100% believable. It would have been 100% great, in my opinion. That's all. But Mary's acting, I can't even think of what movies Mary's been in. I don't even know. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break, and when I come back, after listening to my first and only sponsor, Anchor, we're going to talk about, I just want to give a quick talk about Wendy Williams, if you care. Okay, thank you for sticking around on the Dare Show podcast. I do sound a little bit better, hopefully, than last week. Last week, I went to the urgent care. I don't know why I did that. Look, I need to find a doctor. I don't 100% trust the doctors here in Louisiana. That's all I'll say on that. But I do need to find a doctor because they were telling me I have like some kind of like respiratory infection or something. I was just like, I went into there thinking they're just gonna get, child, wait. So I go in there first, right? And this old lady, she's like, I'm in here I want to get a COVID test. And I'm like, oh Lord, let me get the fuck out of here. I do not want to be in here, baby. But anyway, so I went in there and they told me, you know, I had like this viral thing. Now it's just like my nose and like I have like a crazy, not crazy cough, but it can become crazy. I just took something for it. Hopefully that'll go down because I have, you know, a dentist appointment in the morning and I don't want to be in there hacking up a mess. Shout out to my dentist. I do appreciate my dentist, but every time I go in there, she knows where I work. And I don't know if like she actually remembers. I think they all remember where I work. Also, I feel like I'm like the only black person that they have. But I think I did see another black person a couple last time I went for cleaning or whatever. But she was just like, they always ask me, you know, how's work? Is work picking up? Like they literally always ask me that question. I'm just like, you guys, do you really care or are you like just trying to be polite? And it's so awkward. And it's just like, I'm not a talker. So I'm just like, can we just get this done? Like, I appreciate you wanting to be nice and friendly and personable and whatever, but I'm just like, I just want my teeth clean so I can get out of here, baby. But yeah, so like I had this viral something infection and I was just like, I thought it was just like bad allergies. So I'm just like, can I just get some antibiotics so I can get the fuck out of here? I'm waiting for like a COVID and a flu. He was talking about a flu test. I'm like, the flu? Lord. So they took the COVID and the flu test, and they both came back negative. So then he's like, well, we're just going to give you some steroids, and it's going to take you a long time. He's like, it's going to be a long time before you feel better or something like that. And I'm just like, steroids? So the lady shoots me up with the steroids on my hip. I'm just like, oh, gosh. I just needed some antibiotics. And then the thing was like the little paper he gave me, he was like, antibiotics aren't going to work because yada, 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 yada. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is so annoying. But anyways, on to some good, fantastic news. Toni Braxton's Libra album is officially out. It came out last Friday. I have been listening to all of it. And I noticed like the bangers in the beginning and then it gets like really ballad heavy. But you know, we open up with Please. We got What's Good, nigga. We got Take This Ring. Everybody's loving Take This Ring. Everybody's talking about Take This Ring with Tamar in the backgrounds. Tamar is really the queen of backgrounds. From Born This Way to Take This Ring to even her own music. Shout out to Tamar. What else? I Want to Be Your Baby. I love Midnight. I fell in love instantly with that song when I first heard it. But like I said before, Libra is Toni's, in my opinion, her most like lyric, like all around consecutively great album. Then there's that song, supposed to be written and with backgrounds by Carrie Hilson. Very good luck. Very, very great. Even though, like I said, I think Toni doesn't like Libra. She doesn't do many songs off of it. Like if I was Tony, I would be singing "Please" every chance I get. That's a banger right there. She came out came out starting out the gate with that one. That's a good song. Um, but I feel like Tony's voice, Tony isn't singing as high as she used to sing, so that could be a issue sometimes. Because you can also adapt your voice now to the song back in the time, back in the day. You know, one thing, speaking about voices, I don't really get why Patti LaBelle fans, they bring up like her diabetes. Maybe I'm not completely understanding the concept that they're talking about, but when they talk about her voice and diabetes, they're like, Patty's voice kind of declined or something after the diabetes or something. But I'm like, Patty's been had diabetes for years before like 2000. I would say like I think like the first one in a while at that point of her diabetes were like I remember she said one in 95. She said there was one tour in 95. My personal I'm not saying her voice was horrible and um it was like after the Flame tour. I want to say after the Flame tour because it was that one night only type thing I think she was doing. Um but after the Flame tour, like if you listen before and after the Flame tour, you get there's a difference. Like it's not as strong or something. I don't know. It's a difference. It's definitely a difference. But then she came back and resurged. She went through that divorce. She came back and resurged with When a Woman Loves. Her voice was very strong. I think people are talking about like the mid like 2000s, like 2005 or six or something ish. I don't know because I don't really understand. I know she said I believe she stopped taking like some kind of drug or she was taking some kind of diabetes drug, but she ended up stopped taking it. And I think they think that's what affected her voice. But I'm like, I don't think so. Because Patty, I'm trying to remember, like 95 or something, I think she was diagnosed with diabetes or something like that. I think. It wasn't the 80s. I don't think. I think it was like the late 90s. Mid to late 90s. So I'm just like, her voice was extremely strong in the 90s. So for them to like, for y'all to keep bringing up this diabetes thing is so weird. It's weird to me, but whatever. How did I get on that? Oh, Tony Braxton's voice. Yeah, I think, her lupus and steroids and stuff kind of. Tony actually looks really incredible right now. Tony looks really incredible. She has like this new like body lotion and stuff she's coming out. She came out with. I think it's for sale at like Ulta Beauty. Tony looks really good. She got her hair low. It's blonde. I'm just like, I need some really good music from Tony. That last album was not it. What was that song? The album called? Spell my name? Something, flop my name, whatever. Sex and Cigarettes, incredible album, incredible lyrics, great vocals, great beats. Except for Deadwood. I don't really like Deadwood. Secrets is my favorite Tony album from top to freaking bottom. But yeah, shout out to Tony Braxton. Hopefully we get some good new music from her. But side note, Tina Turner sold all of her rights to her musical catalog to BMG. I don't really understand that, but I kind of do. Like, they talk about it like an estate planning, but I'm like, wouldn't your estate do the planning if something happened to you? I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. Last but not least, Wendy Williams. So Wendy was supposed to start her show back um, the 4th of October. And then they said it's going to be like in 2 weeks now because Wendy, well, at first she had COVID, allegedly. And I think like the time between, having COVID and the recovery, she was already out and about. And there's like this photo of her doing a hookah or not hookah, whatever that thing is that you smoke. And it's just like, okay, we're gonna need more information. Like, you don't have to tell us, but it looks very crazy that you're out here in public in the time where you're supposed to be recovering from COVID, allegedly, out here smoking something on a joint or whatever that was. So I'm just like, ugh, Wendy. At this point, her movie came out earlier this year. I don't know. I want to believe that Wendy is not doing drugs. Because I feel like she's very adamant about saying that, and she's very adamant. And even like earlier this year, I did like a little Wendy Williams talk, and I think like that was one of my first podcasts, right? So, and I don't think the sound was working or something. So, one thing I noticed about Wendy is like even when she was put into quote unquote rehab before she got divorced or announced her divorce by Kevin, when Kevin forced her somehow into rehab, she was just like, I wasn't really in rehab. Like, I didn't really have an issue. And I'm like, I know you didn't have an issue because you weren't believable. Like, it just wasn't believable. And I don't want to believe that Wendy's on like doing drugs, like cocaine or something. Maybe it is like a prescription mixed with, alcohol or something like that. Because sometimes she, not even sometimes, those days when she gets on that television and she's just loopy as fuck. And it's just like, what is how did they get you out? Why did they get you out here? Like, it's really embarrassing. But she acts like nothing is wrong. So it's like, really like, what the fuck? Like I said, I want to believe that she's not doing drugs. And I'm going to stay adamant with that, even though, rumors are always talking about her doing, she's back on the cocaine, she's back on the coke. And I'm just like, I don't think so. Not at 56. I don't think she stopped for like 20 years. Why now? I think she's stronger than that. Definitely. I think she's definitely stronger than that. But yeah, we're going to need more information once you come back, Mrs. Williams, because it's not believable. It's like, what's going on? Do we miss Wendy? Do I miss Wendy? I don't think I do. Because I think I kind of checked out because at a certain point in the past, like 6 months, she kind of wasn't talking about anything interesting. And she kind of was, she'll do her rambling and her making up stuff. And, she was like, oh, Sarah's leaving out the View because, I have insider information. And then my view on my view and my opinion, my opinion was like, Wendy's back on drugs because, I used to be a counselor or something like that. And it's just like, oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys miss Wendy? I don't think I miss Wendy. But but the interviews were really good. The interviews, Ask Wendy, the cooking segments, those are my favorite parts. Other than that, if it's not really interesting, it's not really much going on out here like that everybody else isn't really talking about. So it's just like, ugh, okay. And then this back and forth with, I'm coming back. Oh, psych, I'm coming back. Oh, psych. It's just like, oh, yeah. Does she still want to do the show? That's what some of the YouTubers comment. They're like, does she still want to do the show? And I'm just like, why not? She's kind of faked it for like a year now, being okay. No audience. I think no. No audience with her was okay. The View, no audience. I didn't really care about, but it is nice to see that they're back. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Dish Show podcast. You can follow me everywhere. The podcast is everywhere. It's on Spotify. If you have a chance, please listen to it on Spotify. I would appreciate that. My Instagram, even though, Instagram was down. Instagram and Facebook was down. Ironically, before this Facebook trial thing situation was going on, testimony, very interesting. My Instagram, I really don't care about Instagram, but if you want to follow me, sometimes, I'll muster up the strength to post that I have a new podcast episode up. You can leave a comment on Instagram at myloveminey I'll be back next week. I have, a Patrick the Ball Burning Part 1 album review is out. I did Lil Nas X and Candace review out. I did Cry Pretty, which I haven't listened to since I've gotten sick. That album review is out. I've done a Karen Clark Sheard album review. I've done the Clark Sisters album review. I have done, who else? I think there's more. Just search around, click around. Thank you for listening. And I'll be back next week. Bye, sucker.